Hello, Alamo City. Welcome to the Disc and That podcast show. We are here on a Friday night with some special guests. I am one of your hosts, Southpaw Rob. With me, I have
C-Rod.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna introduce me on that.
Well, that's C-Rod. It's all good. So, first of all, thank you all so much for joining us again. We're really excited to come to our 8th episode of our 2nd season. We have a very special guest, Mr. Jericho Jimentel. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. He's a new local disc manufacturer here out of San Antonio, Texas. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about the exciting news that's coming. I believe July 1st. Yep. He's got some nice kickoff things going off. I'll let him kind of talk about that. Chris, we're excited to be back. Mr. C-Rod, Southpaw Rob, like and Mr. Jericho Jimentel.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me.
How's it going, Jericho?
My name is Jericho. My wife, Jennifer, and I own High Disc Golf, formerly known as H13 Disc Golf Shop.
Okay.
So some of you guys might have heard of H13 Disc Golf Shop. As of July 1st, we will completely convert to a purely disc golf manufacturer.
Nice.
Manufacturing discs only, as well as on July 1st, we're also going to be releasing 2 jerseys. So the one I'm wearing right now, and then we have a Coastal Paradise style jersey.
What are those clouds?
Yep, Storm Clouds. So this will be our Summer Storm series. There'll be hats to go with them, color coordinate, make sure you guys look good out there on the disc golf course. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you so much, man. So
we're excited to have you, dude. I mean, like I said, I heard, kind of what we do is, we just kind of hear of new guys coming on the scene, who's doing what. My job's like kind of help you get your name out there, vice versa, everything like that. And we... you were kind of a no-brainer to have on. We definitely wanted to
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of your posts, and it's exciting. I see a lot of people following you. We were talking off camera a little bit. Yep. You seem like a great guy. I can't get ready to. I can't wait to really get into this interview and just kind of letting you know about what's going to go on right now. What we're going to do is interview him for a little bit, and then tell us about yourself, and then.
And first things first, man. Like, to be honest, how did you find disc golf?
Actually, I've been playing disc golf, where I played for the first time in high school. Okay. So I worked at Academy Sports and Outdoors. And
hey, I worked there for a little bit too.
Nice.
Yeah. So I worked in team sports, and they just had a little rack of Frisbees that said disc golf on them. And so I Googled what it was, found out about disc golf. I bought a couple of just DX plastic discs from Innova.
And when was that? What year?
2008. So it's been almost 16 years since I first played.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. I took a long break, so in my 20s I didn't really play much, but once COVID happened, like everybody else, I needed something to do and had my old disc sitting around still and went out and kept playing. But yeah, I played for the very first time when I was 17. I'll be 34 this year. So I've been playing and been around disc golf for a while now.
And I know you mentioned your wife, Jennifer. Does she play as well?
She plays very casually. She is a fall competitor. Okay. So now that it's hot, she won't step foot outside. But
I don't blame her. It is really hot out there.
All winter, she played a lot. She got really good.
Yeah.
She's learned how to play with some understable disc and got some good distance. So she does enjoy playing, but she does not enjoy heat. So she probably won't be back out there for a few months.
Yeah. What courses do y'all play here in town?
We live in the Live Oak area, so we play Hillside a lot, Lakeside, UC, McLean. Those are probably the little pocket of courses we play the most.
Cool, man. We definitely gotta get around, and this is our area too. So
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
We live on this side of town. Yeah. I love it. But tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into not disc golf, but like the manufacturing. Like, tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so I've been a project manager for a long time now. My wife works in the medical industry, and I've always just been business minded. I've really been looking for just the right business to start and getting back into disc golf and falling in love with it all over again. I knew disc golf was the economy I wanted to be in. And so there's a lot of great disc golf shops. You guys have, a lot of people on the podcast as well. You guys all here locally know all of the great disc golf shops to go for. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really feel like there was a lot of room to grow a disc golf shop, but we did kick off as a disc golf shop first before we got into manufacturing. Because I wanted to learn the business. I wanted to learn more about, running a website, the correct way to run inventory, what I would want out of my own plastics, my own discs. And so really, the whole 13 Disc Golf Shop was a year-long proof of concept, making sure that it was the right niche and the right business we wanted to get into. But the end goal was always manufacturing and getting partnered with the right manufacturer. Because as any of y'all probably have wanted to start a disc golf shop since you guys started playing disc golf.
Okay.
And it takes a lot of equity to get into it. So really taking the time to build the relationships, find the right manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
And we're ready. We got our first run of discs in, and July 1st, we're ready to get them out to everybody.
Nice.
So you were originally hole 13, but now you're high disc golf.
Yep, now we're high disc golf
as a brand.
As the brand. And the reason why we wanted to change the name, we really wanted to keep the 13 in there somewhere, which is why high is spelled H13. That way we can pay homage to Hole 13 Disc Golf Shop as
I love it, man. Work with it.
Yep. So
what's the original idea behind Hole 13 Disc Golf Shop? What came,
there's a story there. I know that.
Yeah. Well, 13, I was born September 13th. I've always had birthdays on Friday the 13th growing up. And
to me too. I'm on the 13th. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So it's just my lucky number. So it just fit really well. Not a complex story behind that one, but it's my lucky number. Thought it fit right for what we want out of a disc golf shop. And ran with it.
That's
cool. What are the H?
H? Just Hole 13 is what
just for the
started.
Abbreviation. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
But really, getting into trying to figure out what we wanted our brand to stand for. Our mission is to help elevate disc golf and just really do our part. I think everybody should have an equal payload in growing the sport and making it something that can be very successful down the road. So we want to do our part. That kind of goes hand in hand with making sure that it doesn't break the bank. It should be a really low point of entry for me, for people to come into disc golf, grow it, love the sport. And as we all know, we're all going to get into disc golf. We're all going to spend some money once we get into it. But I really wanted to make sure a point of entry is reasonable for them. And then I really want to give back to the community. And so kind of the premise between high disc golf is that since me and my wife got married, we've been trying to start a family, and it's been a struggle for us. We've struggled with fertility. We've done IVF. We tried all different things to kind of start our family. And what that made us realize is that we were spending a lot of time working and not really a lot of time living. And we were living a very low quality life.
Yeah.
So the first imagining of high disc golf was really trying to, for us, live a high quality life and with high intentions. And so we've really started doing that. We've started going to church more, We've started traveling a lot more. I racked up over 600 hours of time off at work because I was just a slave to work and never really taking time off. So we're really committed to really living a high quality life. And that's what we want high disc golf to represent, is a high quality life.
I love that.
High intentional life.
Nice, dude. No, yeah, that's
sounds
awesome
like you're
idea.
on a much happier path.
Yes.
Would that be a fair statement?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think even just seeing it in my wife, who had no interest in disc golf, now she's excited about it. And it's not just working and coming home and sit on the couch. She, especially in the fall, ready to be outdoors a lot more. And so we'd go traveling, and she's telling me to bring some discs so we can play disc golf wherever we go.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Really, it's really just elevated our life a lot, and we really want to pass that on to as many people as we can.
So what does that look like? You said work in the community. Like, what do you have any plans, or is it like volunteering, or is it donating? Like, what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, sure. So I really want to volunteer my time a lot more. I helped take over the project to get T-pads into River City.
That was you. I saw that on
nice,
the
dude.
S8.
Dude, I play there like twice a week.
Thank you for
every
that.
week, dude.
That's where I do all of my field work and stuff. So that's where I get better. I enjoy it over there. I'm glad we were able to give time. But more so than that, I have a list of a couple different nonprofits who specifically do grants for infertility. A lot of insurance companies don't cover it.
No,
so the short-term game is to really get partnered with one of them, whether it's going to be a jersey that represents their nonprofit or special stamp discs. I want to be able to create a collaboration where all the proceeds for that merchandise or those discs go strictly to funding more grants for other people who want to start a family. I would like to do something with Morgan's Wonderland. They do a lot of great things for the special needs community. I don't know if you guys know a lot about Morgan's Wonderland.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner, yeah. Mm-hmm. So they do. It's really a theme park. Yep. They have that special living quarters now too. So they do a lot of great things, and I would love to do something with them to where we can also help fund maybe any grants or any of the sponsorships they do to help get people from out of town to come enjoy that, who might be raising a child or have a sibling or a parent or anyone who is special needs and should be included in all the joys of what a theme park has to offer. So that's really the long game, being able to connect the disc golf community and help support the disc golf community in all these different niches of things in their personal lives where they're escaping from through disc golf.
Cool, man. Yeah, make sure to keep us updated on that. We'll be open to sharing everything. I definitely know you'll have the support of the community. So yeah, I mean, make sure to share it with us and be on the lookout on our pages, y'all. So y'all can kind of see this come along. I know you mentioned it's coming up, and y'all are getting it going soon, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think first
tell us
step
what's
is,
coming up.
Yeah, first step is launching July 1st. We're gonna have 4 molds, which we can get into that a little bit later, but we're gonna have 4 molds releasing. We're gonna have 2 jerseys and 4 new hat styles releasing. And then a little bit down the road, I've partnered with Monty, First Available. You guys just had him on as well.
Yeah, I love Monty.
He's going to be doing the tournament directing for us. We're going to do a launch party tournament on July 20th. So you guys keep a lookout. I just spoke to Monty today, actually, working on getting the disc golf team put together. So there's going to be 50 spots available. It's really going to be operating similar to a Trilogy Challenge, where we're going to give everybody our putter, our approach disc, and our fairway driver. Just a fun recreational tournament, introduce it to the community. All the winners of each division will also receive a trophy of our 12 speed, so they can leave with that. So we have that on the 20th. And then we do have a couple of limited run drops that we're working on right now that we'll probably be releasing maybe end of July, early August.
And I'll let you come in, kind of explain, we just stay on the topic right now. I think you're getting me excited about these discs, man.
I mean, my next question was like, how long does it take to produce these discs, and like, what's the turnaround on
Yep. It takes a while. So for us, we're not doing our own manufacturing yet. It's actually Gateway. I know you're sponsored by Gateway as well.
Shout out to Dave McCormick.
Yep. They're awesome people over there. So they're actually doing the manufacturing for us. And then really, it probably takes about 4 weeks lead time to let them know, hey, this is the mold we want to run. This is the blend we want to run it in. These are the colors we want to run it in. So if we want to be very specific, it's going to take longer because they might need to get the right colors, the right polymer blends.
And the tooling, they may need to change the tooling for the wings or whatever it is they're going to add to it.
So it does take a long time. So we have our first drop. I haven't ordered anything for the second drop. So hopefully with the success of July 1st, that'll put us in a position where we got to get some more discs in right away. But we're probably looking at about a 4-week lead time. But the actual building that relationship to get to the point where we're manufacturing discs, that was like 6 months of conversations.
I was gonna say, I'm curious, like, how did you figure out these are the discs we're gonna start with? These are like, did you test them out? How much did you have to fidget with them?
And what were you looking for in them? Like, did you have a certain direction, like for pros, for for beginners, like what?
Yeah, for sure. So we got lucky. So we were able to get a couple of already pre-manufactured molds that exist. They're not like molds that are in production for anyone, but we were able to get our hands on a couple of molds to test out. But really, Gateway sent us a lot of prototypes that they have. We were able to kind of look through them, select them. There's also other areas where you can get other molds from other companies who are just selling molds, a little bit of a higher price point. But we did a lot of testing. So we threw a lot of them, putters, approaches, mid-range, fairway, just really the whole lineup of speeds.
You wanted like the driver, the fairway, the mid-range, and the putter, like the 4. Is that why? Is that what you have right now?
I really thought we were going to launch with 2 discs because it is a huge financial jump every time you want to take on another mold, right? Because you have to be able to produce and manufacture those discs. It's all upfront costs. It's not like you're selling and then paying later. Yeah. But we got lucky with the way we built our relationship and the opportunity we had to launch with 4 discs. But I really wanted to target something everybody could use, right? So our putter is very neutral, great glide. So
what are the numbers on it?
Yeah, so our putter, I can...
Yeah, pull it out a little bit. And you were showing me off camera.
So we have our Embark. This is going to be our homebound plastic, which is what we're going to use more like a base putter plastic. It's going to come in just a standard flex. We're going to have one a little bit more firm, which doesn't feel a lot different, but it beats in differently. And then we're going to have a soft, which is going to be a lot more malleable and a lot more flex. But this is 3401.
Does it have a bead?
Yeah, this one will have a bead on it. I'm not sure if you can see the bead there, but this is going to be nice. Great. Yeah, this is definitely going to be great to putt with. I've already started putting with them finally.
Little 4 glide too.
Yeah, and it's going to be it should.
I already told you off camera. This is the one I'm going to get.
It should honestly be a 5 glide. It's really easy distance. Even since I started using it, I've been messing up my like 90.
So what does it fly like?
Winds.
Anything like any other kind of plastic? Do you think you can fly like?
If you're familiar with Gateway, it's really going to fly a lot like their Sure Grip.
Okay.
Or base. It really flies like a lot of base plastics, base blends. This thing, you're going to have to get used to the glide. It should be a 5 glide, but I don't really think any putter should really be a 5. but you're going to overshoot some 90 footers at the beginning, getting used to it.
Because it I mean, you just spin it and it goes.
Yep, it's going to go. So this is a great disc.
So I love the Wizard. What else you got there?
Here, no stamp, but this is our companion. So all of our things, we really want to keep true to our desires to travel, see the world.
I love it.
You're going to see that theme when you hear these names. But this is 4401. So this is a point and shoot. It's a lot more shallower than you would expect for like a putter. Some of our sponsored players think that they could putt with it and really enjoy it as a putter. So they've already started asking us to manufacture these in our homebound plastic. This will be journey bound premium, more of an opaque style, star plastic, ESP, if you will. Point and shoot approach disc. I can't putt with it, but it's very torque resistant. So you're going to be able to put on a hyzer. It's going to stay there.
It's just going to keep the line.
If you throw it flat, it's going to go straight with a very light finish at the end. So really good for approach shots, really good off the tee. I'm an MA3, MA4 player, 830 rated. I barely started throwing farther.
What's your PDGA? Sorry.
237922.
Okay.
That's my PDGA number. But I play a lot of MA4, MA3s, but even this one, I can throw it about 260, 270 feet.
Really?
And just has a nice, reliable, straight finish at the end, minimal fade.
That's one that I definitely want to try. This feels good. I like the tooling right here.
Yep. So it came out really nice.
And this one's called what again?
The Companion.
The Companion. It's got that little bead.
This will be our 7-speed. This is the Adventurer. 7.5 minus 1.1. So it's going to be really straight flyer. Yeah, that one came out with a little bit of dome. This Journey Bound will have the dome in it. It'll just naturally cool with a dome. So you might see that. So when you're looking for something that maybe you can flip more, stuff like that, you'll want to really target our Journey Bound plastic. But this is going to be a really straight flyer. If you throw it on an anhyzer, it's not going to come back, or unless you can throw really far, it'll eventually get fade. But it'll hold whatever line you put it on. So you throw it Annie.
If you hold that line?
Yep. If you throw it flat, it'll give you that nice little.
Is that like a saber?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Right.
Probably closest to a saber if you're referencing Gateway. A little bit like a river. For some reason, all the colors
like
we have.
Passion.
And this is for those of you that are listening and not watching. This is a lime green. Got a nice little dome on it. It feels very much like maybe an eagle. But like a more just stable eagle.
Mitch said eagle too when he was throwing
the feel of it, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily because the eagle's way more overstable, but feels very. But it feels very. Is that what kind of plastic? And like, tell us a little bit about what the plastics are that you're going to be providing.
So we're going to have our homebound, which is going to be our base. You're going to see that for like putter plastics. Maybe some starter sets, hit a tree and they're going to warp on you. Good for putting. We're going to have our journey bound plastic, which is what else I brought for you guys today, and what you're seeing on camera is this opaque star style plastic. And then we're going to have the adventure bound, which is another premium. That one's going to have a little bit more translucency on them. They cool off and they become a little bit more flat. So eventually you'll get a little bit less dome and flatter when we're ready.
They're going to become more
Yeah.
Flippy probably.
Yep. So you'll get a little bit of a taste of maybe fill in 2 different slots based off the plastic you choose. Something common with any manufacturer, right? So that's what we're looking at. Those are going to be our 3 main ones. We're going to have, eventually, we do have our Nightbound, which a couple of our discs at launch will be in our Nightbound plastic, which is essentially glow. So our Companion, the 4-speed, and then our 7-speed are going to both release with glow plastic already. And that makes it a little bit more overstable too.
So kind of tell us where they can get this. How do they get H13 disc golf stuff?
Yeah, for sure. If you're local, you can enroll whenever it comes up on Disc Golf Scene for our release party, launch party on July 1st. HighDiscGolf.com is where you're going to be able to find them. We're built into the shop app too. So if you buy a lot on shop, they'll be there. It'll show up on Facebook shop, Instagram shop. If you follow us on Instagram, which is also _disc golf, H13 _disc golf.
And we'll add it to our, and this is where our intern will
pop it somewhere up here. Yep. I've seen your other episodes. Yes, but yeah. So the primary place for now for launch will be HighDiscGolf.com, and then hopefully in our second batch we'll be able to have enough to where we can start opening up wholesale, hit up some of the local shops so that our local guys can start shopping where they already do to get the plastic, and then just slowly open up our wholesale side of things and hopefully be in a disc shop near y'all.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You know, we know a lot of people, so just let us know, and we're always happy to support a fellow Gateway person. And they're coming up with some really great plastics. And did you talk about the one that you were showing me off camera?
No,
the 12.5.
That's the last one.
And I'm sorry to mean to cut you off there, because that's the one that I'm the most excited about.
Yep. So this is our 12-speed. So this is in that adventure-bound plastic, and it's also our Stardust, which is metal flake. It's gonna have that metal glitter in there. We're probably gonna reserve these for more limited runs with the Stardust in there. But this is our Wanderlust. This is our flagship disc. When we really were thinking about what we wanted high disc golf to be, and that essence of traveling and seeing the world, we literally had Wanderlust on the board. And we were like, that's what we want to embody. How do we capture that? And so we named Wanderlust our distance driver. Yep. It's going to go 12.5 minus 1.2. It really goes.
Does it glide a lot?
Oh, yeah. Nice. It's very glidey.
Can you put it on can you flex that one, or will it just stay there?
No, you can flex it and it'll come back.
What about full turnover? Maybe if they beat in, you've never beat one in yet?
I haven't got there yet, no.
Okay, so like where you flip it to a hyzer flip and then it just keeps going. Well, for me, it would be left, but for you, it would be right.
Nothing, we haven't been able to beat them in yet.
Not yet.
I kept 5 for myself, and I've been kind of rotating them.
Does it beat in fast?
Not yet.
Any of your plastic, does it the ones that you've thrown a lot of?
Yeah, I would say the homebound does beat in really quick. The base plastic, I have a couple firm ones that I've been throwing in the trees.
Like nicks and stuff.
Yep, it gets nicked. It's not really warping so far, which I'm pretty happy about, but that's the firm. I know Tyler Zenick, he's one of our sponsored players. He's been throwing the soft one.
Shout out Tyler.
Yep. He's been throwing a lot of the soft plastic of the homebound, and that one has beat in and warped, but he still loves it, still uses it for circle twos. But these, so far, I haven't gotten one to beat in yet to where it's really changed how it's flying. But this one, actually, I brought it for you because I know you were sponsored by Gateway.
Oh, thank you.
So I wanted to make sure that you had one to start throwing now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the Adventure Bound Stardust blend. That's going to be something that we're going to really stick to limited runs. So of the first batch of discs we've had, which is about 1,600, I think that's the only blue Adventurer with Stardust that's in there. Yes. So there's not going to be a single one at release or even in the near future coming out. So yours will be the only one.
What was it called? An Adventurer?
This is the Wanderlust.
The Wanderlust. Sorry. Because of the Adventure Bound.
Is the plastic.
Wow. I'm like in awe. So what I'm looking at right now, guys, those of you that are listening, this feels very
like my strike almost.
It feels very
but like
powerful.
Grippier.
And it feels like you can bomb it, but I feel like I can put a lot of torque on it and it won't turn. You know how most of my stuff turns, right? I can turn it.
It's only one way to find out.
I know. But the metal flakes are really nice, and I love the blue, and it's kind of almost translucent. And it's got a real heavy, most of the weight's on the outside, which I think it just, for me, it just feels like when you turn it, I feel like more of the weight is the momentum is a lot stronger there.
We got to go to Turkey Ridge and test it out.
Yeah, I do need one for Turkey Ridge.
I lost my when I had only one prototype. I lost it at Turkey Ridge. Hole 2, I just shanked it hard into that neighbor's house, the neighbor's yard.
Oh yeah,
and it was black.
Oh, right.
Yep, it was black with no stamp on it, no number or anything. So that thing's probably gone forever. But that was when I only had one prototype, and I lost it. So I had to wait for our first shipment to come in before I could start throwing it again.
Is this your driver? Like, is this what you use as your... thank you so much.
No, you're good.
I'll put it right here.
Yeah, awesome. Yep, since I got all 4 discs in and I got some samples in, I've basically been playing any round or any tournament with only these 4 discs. Wow. So I'm really trying to learn
How are you doing? Like, do you feel like... It's got to feel so cool. Like, these are your own brand. You know what I mean? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that feeling? Or?
Yeah, it's been really cool. I've been, like most people, I never did field work before, but because I've been testing them out and really trying to learn them, I do field work a couple times a week at the church, just those open fields, and I'm really getting to learn them. I've been able to play really any course in town with just those 4 discs without really ever feeling like I'm missing something from my bag.
Like you got a slot missing.
Yep, everything's pretty neutral flying, so I can really manipulate them how I need to. They can all be four-handed, except I can't forehand putters, but they all feel really cool. It's really cool to throw something that we've worked so hard for, and I'm really excited. I'm excited for the day that I'm just out in the course, stranger doesn't know me, and I can just see, like, you know, them pulling out a Wanderlust or something, or seeing
cool.
our high disc golf stamp on a disc. And I think that's going to be the moment that's going to feel really good.
It's funny you say that because that's why I don't know if you've seen the loot bag one yet.
Yep.
But Chris was like, like when he goes to a course and he sees someone and he's like, yeah, loot bag, man. And he's like, cool, man. Yeah, cool bag and stuff. And they don't really know who he is and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a pretty cool fit.
Yeah, I love Chris. He makes whole or high disc golf stamped loot bags. So you can get those in the shop too.
Cool.
We and him have a great working relationship, personal relationship. You know, we played doubles
guy.
together.
Very great guy.
He's really awesome. Even Sid, they're just an awesome
They're both
couple.
great people. I can tell they have good hearts.
So that's something that will be coming down the road. We're already working on our first collaboration
with
where
loot bags.
We'll have a limited run loot bag with a limited run disc as kind of a bundle. So that's something that hopefully will be out by maybe the end of July.
Nice. Are y'all looking over on tournaments this year? With like, I know you had mentioned the trilogy, of course, but like, are you looking at running like tournaments and
that's not part of my immediate short-term plans. I think eventually, once we get everything and all the processes ironed out, it might be something we go to eventually. But really, I would really want, I really want to make San Antonio undeniable. I love Loso. I would like it to get to the point where, even if we're not a title sponsor, because I know the cities of Live Oak and Universal City really support disc golf out here. I would love to be able to put, $10,000 added cash into San Antonio tournament.
Nice.
Maybe even get to the point where we have like 2 or 3 solid A tiers. So I don't know if I really envision myself having my own tournaments or really just putting in a lot of money into the added cash portion for some of the great tournaments that already ran. That way, they're a must-go stop for all of the local pros, all of the Texas pros. And
I love the plastic. I mean, I already throw it. I mean, I can speak to it. It's very consistent, and it's Gateway has
seems reliable.
Yeah,
very a big variety of like plastics, and like they're not all the same. That's what I really like about, like, as far as their runs. Like they try to run their runs a little bit different, and it's just that little difference. Like, man, I like this run, or I like this run. But just like you do with the destroyers or something. Like, I like this third run or whatever. How those guys.
Oh yeah, there's a huge market for specific runs of things. But yeah, I love them. Tournament wise, I really just want to help support some of the big tournaments around and make it to where people have to play that tournament.
So
you're gonna be doing pretty much anything, huh? What's the plans for? I know you have high disc golf disc. I mean, what else are you gonna be doing?
Really just the disc. We want to really fill in the lineup. That's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time to really get that grown. We do have our own manufacturing, so our jerseys are actually on the high disc golf label. So eventually I want to be able to do, jersey manufacturing for disc golf shops, disc golf clubs, and sell wholesale on their side. That way they can also have their own printed sublimated jerseys. So we have our own, label, private label for that. So get into that, getting more into the apparel with great hats and stuff, really just releasing collections, stuff like that I want to get into. But really the meat and potatoes is going to be trying to get fundraiser discs out consistently that are just helping support different parts of the disc golf community.
And can you do stamps right now? Or I know we were talking a little bit about that. Can you?
Yeah. Gateway did our first stamps for our first run. I was able to get a used hot stamp machine. It wasn't tooled for stamping discs. So it's at the Gateway office right now.
Missouri?
Their techs, in Missouri. And they are really retooling it. That way I can use it for hot stamping. So probably by our next run that comes out, we'll be doing all of the stamping ourselves. So we'll also be able to do custom stamping for you guys. If you guys are ever ready and you guys want to put your stamps on it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I know I will.
Yep, definitely. Let me know. Just let me know. We can do that. You can come in and stamp them yourself if you want to.
I mean, maybe we need to collab as well.
Enjoy the experience.
Some tournaments coming up.
Yeah,
so,
we definitely got some tournaments coming up.
Maybe see how we can.
I'd love to. We can see how we can work together.
Yeah. We ran some C tiers. We ran our first B tier. Went well. So yeah, we're looking to kind of keep the B, at least one B tier tournament a year going. So yeah, man, I think that'll be exciting to see what we got.
So one question. One. I mean, I'm gonna ask you a few more, but just for this little segment, as up to now, what has been your most special moment in disc golf? Can you point to one, or is there none that you can point to, or
Hold on, disc golf or like
no, just disc golf.
everything?
No, I'm not gonna
My
say
whole
no.
life, the best
No,
moment
just
of my
say
life.
in disc golf.
No, you know, high disc golf aside, I really think last year my wife and I took almost a 3-week trip where we flew to Canada, rented a car, and just drove all the way down the Pacific Northwest. So I got to play disc golf in Canada. Nice. We played disc golf in Washington, Portland, California, Las Vegas. We got to play disc golf just all the way across the West Coast.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just seeing how each one was so unique, just the way they formatted them. You know, we just watched Beaver State Fling, Portland Open.
We'll talk about it too.
Yeah, Portland really does have the coolest
beautiful
courses. Think Pecan City, Starkey. Think Starkey, except those are all baby trees compared to what you see in
that's crazy.
See in Portland. They were huge
the sequoias.
trees.
Sequoias. Or they say what are those trees? Sequoias.
Are they redwoods?
Maybe redwood. No,
Yeah.
that might be California, but it's one of those. But yeah, it was just so beautiful out there. But similar lines to kind of looking through Starkey Park at all of those tall trees and those gaps.
Just don't hit the tree.
Yep. But that's probably
those
the
are
best
big
moment for
trees
me
in it
disc golf
too.
wise.
Like that experience.
That
That sounds like
That's
a great
cool, dude.
experience.
Yeah.
So we had a tournament. We just had, I know we talked about it
Monahan
last month.
Ranch.
So we had Monahan Ranch. 2-day. It was supposed to be 2-day. Ended up being a 1-day. Shout out to Monahans. They did a great job of the setup. The barbecue was great. The tournament was very well run. Awesome tournament.
Just everything too. They had waters on every other hole.
She had
they had
fruit.
canopies on like the really out in the sun holes. The fruit was.
It was a nice touch. It was a nice
hit
touch.
The spot. There was cut up watermelon and pineapple, dude. Like turning, what was it, hole 12, and like that really hit the spot.
So that was at Monahan Ranch. It was a good tournament. I battled it out with my brother. We went to the last hole. I didn't beat him to the very last hole, so I took down the winner MA40, and it was tight, man. But it was one of those ones where I shot like a 980 something rated first round. It was 980. I don't remember what it was.
And then I went to 890.
And then I shot an 890 the second round. It was, but you know, one thing I did learn there that experience that I'd like to talk about just real quick was be prepared for the heat. Like that heat, like
if you think you're prepared, get more
you need
prepared.
to if you think you're hydrated, you're never hydrated enough. You can do it, overdo it, I know. And you know, that was a really nice touch of them to do that. And you know, we had some issues over there. I know Mr. Yeti came on the Tour Life and talked about some of the experience that his wife had, Miss Des, over there at the Masters Worlds. The water and some of the situation. Yeah, it was like I learned that like just be very hydrated and like people you can get a stroke. You know what I mean? So just take it seriously. This Texas heat is no joke, and
you're
like
not too cool to not carry an umbrella or wear a hat or something like that. Like
sunscreen, make
drink
sure
water.
you drink water.
That's
plenty.
the only reason I did not play Monahan Ranch because I had just played the Turkey Ridge, and I thought I could.
played it.
Dude, we got.
Yeah, that second round was so bad it didn't even go towards my rating. I was just cooked. And I was like, I can't do another two rounds during the day. But
it was so bad it was good.
See, I played the opposite on that tournament. I did bad the first round. The second round, I
did better.
Torched
you
it.
Killed it. Yeah.
And I was like, but this one really, and I guess I took my foot off the pedal. I was like, I'm up by a few strokes. And then I was like, I can just par out. And, you know, I'd hit a tree, wouldn't let it frustrate me, but I fought myself very.
We're in Monahan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you do?
Man, I mean, I made the cash line.
You did. You were right there, like in second and third, going, and you were never like more than 3-4 strokes
minus
away.
the triple bogey I took. I mean, I was sitting pretty good the second round. I still shot above my rating for the tournament.
Oh yeah, you did, most definitely.
Like I said, made the cash, tied with my buddy Nathan Tucker. Bonner played really well, and then,
who took the win down?
Oh man, I completely forgot. I'll be honest. I know Thomas Perks was a top 3 podium finish. Like I said, other than that triple bogey in the last round, I probably would have finished
probably second. I think second or third
place. So it was good. I mean, it was like a 965 event, so not bad. But I mean, we just got to keep moving forward. But
I wanted to catch y'all up on that.
Yeah. It was just kind of like I know we talked about it last time, so just wanted to give you an update on our personal life and you know how our tournament's been going. But moving forward, we do have the national scene to talk about. I mean, I know we left off last time talking
Beaver
about
State?
Beaver State Fling.
So who did you think was gonna win? Was it who was gonna win, Mister Imentel?
Did you have a favorite in that one?
I didn't get to watch as much of the Beaver State Fling. I was actually on my way to St. Louis to pick up all of our discs and
Nice.
stuff. So
Did you drive?
Yeah, I drove up there, 14 hours there, and then 14 hours back in a 3-day span. So
Eagles Crossing? Did you make it on the way back?
I didn't have any time. I drove straight
Next
through.
time,
I'll have to
Eagles
try.
Crossing.
I'll have to
There's a
try.
lot of other cool courses there too, but ask the guys. Ask my boy Corey Folkens, team captain Gateway. Shout out to you, Corey. We hope you'll have you on soon. But Beaver State, who were our picks? Let's see if we were even close.
So
Sid,
we obviously picked with Sid and Chris.
out of Loot Bags. Shout out to Loot.
For the male MPO division. Basically, Sid had Ricky, Rob had Kyle Klein, Chris had Casey White, and I took Andrew Marwade. And of course, remember we did like dark horse picks. Obviously, no one got it, but the ones who we thought who we stayed away from or had to stay away from didn't win it either.
Oh yeah, well, apparently we're horrible at picking.
Yeah, I mean, he just for after the -12, he went shot mediocre, and then Gannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just, I mean, kids on fire right now. It's, I mean,
And then
we'll
Holland
talk
Hanley,
about
right?
today, but
it
Holland,
Holland?
shout
And she
out
got
to
her
Holland,
first win,
man. I
right?
mean,
I
it
was
was good
excited to
seeing
see
her
that.
win. She's a hard worker. It just, you could tell it's. I feel like we all have those rounds, right, where we kill it around. We do okay another round, just enough to stay in it, and then we blow up, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where Holland's been, and unfortunately, because you could tell she has
Just putting it together.
she has everything she needs to
She
be
really
a
does.
champion: distance, forehand, backhand, putting.
I'd say from the beginning of the year to right now, where they are halfway mark, roughly, her putting has gotten significantly better.
For sure, and honestly, the only thing I see with Holland is the confidence. Sometimes, like,
Well, you're
it's
sitting there in
obviously
front of
there.
people, like doing it in front of the camera. That's
yeah,
still
but
different. I
she's
can't
looking-
imagine.
She's looking more comfortable doing
Yep.
it.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
like she expects to be there.
Right.
You know?
So and then going to the FPO division, we have Annika Steen. Sid picked that. Rob, you picked Own, which she was up there, right?
She was up there for a minute. Yeah, I think
Uh,
she ended up finishing second. No, or third.
Yeah, it was second or 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it was third. She had got like a triple bogey on the last.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Chris picked Valerie Mandujano, and I picked Rebecca Cox. I think they're all great picks.
She
but
started off hot that first round.
yeah, really
I think
hot.
she wasn't she in first?
She was in first.
She's
and
been
then
having some really big rounds
Yeah,
in
she's
tournaments.
Just not sustaining.
Yeah.
She's up there this week.
It's one
again.
strong, above average round.
Yeah, but the thing is like I know I've talked about it on previous shows. Like that's been her turnaround is the putting. Like she's always had the throwing, but it's good, and not just that. It's like she's doing it, and there's like tons of other girls doing it right now too, and it's good to see for the sport. And I mean,
I love seeing in the sport and like in Europe, like
dude, the Europe scene's crazy.
Yeah, it
it's
really
super,
is.
and those girls are good. Like I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, the USA needs to be scared right now. Like those girls are good.
and
Even like Evelina and Blomroos, but then like there's other girls that I've been seeing. Who was it?
with an S, Serenin.
No, yeah, Saarinen. Yeah, Serena Saarinen. She just
She
killed.
just won, right?
Yeah.
The Turkish Open
And then Ansela.
or the Turku Open.
Yeah, and then Ansela came back crazy. Like
He-
he shot 13
Yeah.
down the final round to take it. Like the kid's on fire too. Like
I love his form too. Like he looks like a hybrid of what's that the girl the FPO disc golfer
Jennifer Allen. Yeah.
yeah,
Nicholas-
but not as extreme.
Yeah.
Like it's very deliberate.
Yeah,
that
I
back.
can't wrap my head around how he can throw so far with such a slow-mo, smooth motion.
Yeah.
It's like Mason. It's all in that timing, and Mason's the same way. Like he doesn't have a whole lot of movement. Mason Ford, and he's over there. He's playing right now, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, he actually did well, I think, the first round. But I mean, just and then moving forward now, again, none of us got any right that time. But hopefully we'll get a little bit more with this one. So we're currently in the middle of which one is it
Preserve.
right now? Preserve, yeah, the Preserve. championship. Round one's happened. We kind of know where everyone's at.
Is this a birdie or
FPO
die course?
I mean, on the FPO side, Missy Gannon definitely made it look like that, and
Oh yeah.
literally like.
No, I'm talking about on the MPO side.
MPO,
the FPO, I think anybody can pop off there, but not everybody.
There's so many people right there because I think what's hot score is -14. There's 3 at -14, which is Kyle Klein, Ben Calloway, and is it Sullivan Tipton? No, Sullivan Tipton I think is at 13.
Who's the other one?
Ricky's up there.
Yeah,
Cole.
Ricky.
Is it Cole?
Cole Redolin, there you go. Yeah, and then
He was actually going to be my pick.
yeah, but then everyone is there too.
We got to pick a dark horse then.
Barella, you got Barella there.
So they're all
You got-
close. So should we still pick one?
It's really hard.
I don't
Ezra
think-
just made lead card too, right?
Oh, Isaac Robinson.
That's
made
who
me
I
call.
was going to pick.
I was gonna pick him on the way, but I knew you were gonna pick him, so I was like, well, I gotta come up with another pick.
We can both pick him.
That's his boy wonder.
I love
Isaac
him.
Robinson's awesome.
I love him. Yeah, he's a great guy.
His brother's
Yeah.
awesome this year too.
Oh, yeah. But who you got, Chris?
So, so I mean, honestly, I think on the FPO side, I think Missy Gannon just sweeps it. She started off hot. I mean, Maria Olivia was up there, but she fell up. I mean, I wouldn't want to say she fell apart, but she was like -7 through like 9 holes, and then she just stayed there. And I think she went to finished -6, and so it was like, well, that. You know, I know
It's still a solid score, but
she
it's
did
like
solid. She did
from
solid.
where she started, I guess it kind of momentum just
Yeah.
kind of stopped.
I
And
think about it. If that was you, and you're like, "Dang, I'm -5 through 7 right now." I'm
yeah, I
about to
probably
go
start messing
10
up after
down.
like, man, I'm really low. I was like, that's always how it goes down. It's like I start realizing I'm like 5 or 6 down. I'm like, tree.
I started doing the math.
3 putt.
Where can I finish? And
Yeah.
then-
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
not to lose it, right?
And then you ever done the thing where you're like, "How many holes are left? 8, 9, 10, 11, 18."
So in theory, I can
go
bogey every one. And I still finish -6. But it's the mentality, right? You know, it's the thinking about it. But I want to touch on Masters Worlds real quick. Shout out to all the
We'll come
Masters
back
winners.
to the picks.
We'll come back to the picks real quick. So Masters Worlds, shout out to all the winners. I think it was a cool event. I wish I'd been there. I'll be there next year. It was in Kansas. Shout out to Mr. Jimmy Zamora. And we had Alan Jansen over there representing. I think Alan ended up making the cash in MP40. But shout out to anybody who was out there. And hopefully I'll see you out there next year. And we'll get back to our picks. I just wanted to say that, like, just
It was on his mind. It was just.
it was coming out. It was coming out of my ears.
That you just have to say before you don't say it at all.
Yeah, I will, because I would have forgotten.
But yeah, I mean, if I had to put here, write it down too. So on the FPO side of things, like I said, I think Missy Gannon said, I know we used to do 3, but we're just doing the one pick.
Intern, I wish I had a pen.
I mean, I feel like Holland Hanley could. He doesn't throw very well. We're sorry, guys.
So okay, hold on.
No, but I mean, Holland Hanley could make a push. Like I said, Maria Oliva. I think she stays at the top, but I don't know how much of a push she make. I mean, you had like.
Who did you get?
You have Paige there, Rebecca there, Valerie's there. I mean, I'm just gonna say Missy Gannon takes it. Or are we doing like a dark horse? What'd you say?
We'll do 1-1.
Let's do who we think we're gonna win it and then the dark horse.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So Missy Gannon, I think she's gonna win it. If anyone's gonna catch her, I say let's throw out. Let's throw out. I'm gonna say Paige.
Okay.
I know she's a little bit further behind,
So
but for
Paige. So you got Missy and Paige. Okay. And for MPO?
MPO, we're gonna go. Man, dude, it's crazy at that top right now.
I know.
Let's go. I had it in my mind. Oh yeah, I told you I was gonna pick Isaac, but I know that's who you're gonna pick.
So I'll pick Cole.
Nah, Cole's not gonna win it though.
Well,
know
then
what?
you
No.
can pick
Where's
Isaac and
Cole
I'll pick
sitting
Cole.
at right now?
He's at the top.
Is he?
But I was already gonna pick him. I did, like, this course lays out for him.
So you're gonna pick him.
And
or
I feel
Isaac?
bad because that's really, I should have written it down.
No, you know who I'm gonna pick? I'm gonna go Ricky. I think Ricky's
Think
gonna
so?
take it. Mm-hmm. And I
Okay.
think a dark horse. So we're gonna go ahead and go Sullivan Tipton.
Ooh. That's the ace guy from USDGC, right? This whole 7.
No, but he's been up there.
Oh, yeah, he is.
consistently.
He's got a sick forehand.
Dude, his forehand's crazy.
Jericho, who you got for FPO? winner, and then
Dark horse.
I think winner. I think the only person in position really who can catch Missy would be Holland. And even though she's in 4th right now, I would say Maria's my dark horse, really just because where she normally finishes.
so you got Missy and Maria.
Maria, yeah, she's one of my favorite FPO players.
Oliva?
Mm-hmm.
And how about FPO?
MPO.
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 Yeah,
Sorry,
MPO.
MPO, sorry.
Coming into the yesterday, I already had it picked for it to be Ricky or Isaac, but I'm gonna go with Ezra because he's up there.
Yeah, he is.
And I would like.
That'd be
to,
cool to see them battle on that last
I would
day.
like to see Ezra going at it.
Dude, how awesome
you
would
got-
it be? Ezra and Isaac
It's in the playoff.
playoff.
Yeah.
Dude,
Worlds.
for real.
Imagine it, Worlds
Oh
lead
my
card.
gosh,
I
that would
could
be-
see it happening.
Dude.
You heard it here first. It's gonna happen.
That would be awesome.
And Dark Horse, I don't know where he's even at right now, but I'll go with Chris Clemens.
He was up there. I want to say he's like. See, the thing is that like
Everybody's bunched
Yeah.
up.
everyone's bunched up.
Everyone's like 2 strokes. From
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
anybody
If you're 5
realistically
strokes back, you're in
within
it.
5 has a chance.
Yep, I think so.
Anything more than that, I think is like they have to have some crazy round.
Yeah.
All right. So I got my girl Holland Hanley winning it, have her coming back, having the next 2 hot rounds. And then I have my dark horse. Who was the other one?
Oh, you had told me you were gonna pick. What's her name?
I can't remember.
I'm not gonna mess around.
Yeah, man, you're gonna mess around with me. I already know. I already know which name you're gonna say. Let me see.
If you can guess the name I was gonna say, put it in the comments.
There you go.
I'll give you a prize from Rob's collection.
I'd say Paige. That's where I got
He's gonna pick my pick again. He does that every week. He picks who I pick.
this guy. So I have Isaac Robinson winning it, and then my dark horse is gonna be Kyle Klein.
Oh, I see. Kyle Klein was gonna be one of mine, but
Yeah.
he just hasn't been hot
Dude,
lately.
yeah, I thought he was gonna have the hot round.
Any day, Kyle can go off.
And that dude, that dude's form, I love. Like, and his forehand, he's got a very underrated forehand.
Dude, him, Gannon, Barella, like they're there for years to come. Like it's gonna be hard to, like, how does it get better, right? Like how do you get better than them, right? Like next is robots. You know what I mean? It's
like that robot that throws the disc however long.
I was already did a video with the robot. That's gonna be who you're playing against someday.
Dude, that's what it's like. I mean, what next? I mean, these dudes are playing crazy. I mean, they're making holes longer. Like literally, the courses are getting so gimmicky, just trying to throw these players off the game.
So real quick before we get off the preserve, who needs to win the most right now at this season, at this point,
At this point,
in FPO and MPO?
honestly, for me,
Like
I
for
think
play of the year, for like to turn around their season, you know,
it has to be Barella, and he's sitting 4 strokes back. But
with 3 wins already.
yeah, dude. But I mean, think about it. Now,
Okay.
Now you go.
I got
Now
you.
you say Gannon wins a
major.
major, and it's a no brainer. He wins it.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
Ricky needs it the most. I think
That's who I was gonna say. I was gonna
That's
say
a very
Ricky
good
needs it
pick.
the most. And for FPO, I got
Real quick, don't mean to go off topic, but I saw an article and it was like it kind of, or not an article, but someone had posted like it's got to suck for Ricky, right? Because like he's coming up during an era where he was just as good, just right under that person, Paul Macbeth, and it's
now
like,
everybody's caught up.
and not just that, everyone's caught up, but now it's like everything that he's done to kind of make the sport what it is along Paul Macbeth and stuff like that. It's like it's kind of slightly gone ignored, and they were like, think of another like time
He's
where,
underappreciated.
yeah, and it was like think
Like,
of
what
another
his contributions
sport or
have
another
been.
time where this has happened and stuff like that. And you know, I mean, I think of like Jordan and not being able to see other players during his time because Jordan was so good and whatnot. But yeah, sorry, I didn't want to go off topic, but it was just one of those
It
things.
was a
where it's
squirrel
like,
moment, most definitely. It definitely was.
Yeah.
Might have been a raccoon too. So FPO, who you got? We said Ricky, and you said
FPO, I think the one to turn around their season right now. I mean, I think it has to be Own. I think she started off so strong and she's kind of fallen back a little bit.
she just won Masters World by 20.
Yeah, that's Masters World though. It's not FPO. That's 2 different things. You know what I mean? I get it, but it's like
She's still playing really good though. She's always at the top 5, I think.
yeah, she is. But I'm just saying.
But you mean to be the best in the world or player of the year?
Because you have in front of her, you have Holland right now. You also have I think Kristen Tatar is even still above her, and she hasn't played in the tournament. I think Tatar is like.
Oh, you're talking about for the DGPT points?
Yeah, and then just like and then you forget about like Evelina, Hannah, they're overseas. You forget about I mean Ella Hansen's up there this year. You know, so there's a few players playing out there that, you know, I feel like Owen needs to kind of reestablish herself as one of the strong dogs. Missy Gannon, like.
I think Missy Gannon.
That's who I was going to say needed to win the most.
Yeah. Well,
like right now to keep the momentum to get another major. And I think if she does that, if she wins this weekend, I'm calling it. She's going to win a major. She's going to win a major this year, another one.
Yeah.
I think she just needs to eat up as many wins before Kristen comes back. She also won one with Kristen in the field. I think she's the
only one not scared of Kristen, man.
She won one with Kristen in the field earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
US Women's.
I think she keeps winning. And then when Kristen comes back,
it's exciting. The FPO
keep it competitive.
Is exciting, yeah.
I think she needs to just eat up as many wins now, keep the momentum, and then she really has a real shot to be player of the year, everything.
Yeah. The thing is like I think that's a good choice as well, just because it was almost like she was non-existent for a few weeks there, like a few tournaments. Like she wasn't in the top 5. I think she was maybe in the top 10. She would be pushing the final day, but
she would have good rounds. She was up there, and then she just kind of fell off.
Like her level, she should be like even with Kristen there,
top
she
3 every time.
Top 3, 4 every single time.
Agree.
Yeah.
So Silva Saarinen, has she arrived?
I think she's arrived. I think she has arrived.
That DGPT went overseas.
Yeah, I mean I think she's gonna do it here.
Dude, in the States. She's sick, man. She's
smooth.
I know.
Smooth. Imagine if she had a forehand. I mean, she doesn't really need it, but imagine.
Yeah, so that's one that I just stay on the lookout for her.
Annika Steen too. All of those over there. I mean, I'm like I said, I would really like to see more European players coming.
So not only that, like, do we want them Europeans coming here? Or do we want to go over there?
It's world, dude. You got to be the best in the world.
I think a good topic that was brought up in a few podcasts was like, there's these major or these big events, plus events, or whatever events they're called. I can't remember what they're called, but overseas, like the equivalent of a Silver Series. And then there's these tournaments that are going on over here in the United States. And like the field wasn't that strong. It was strong, obviously they kicked my ass, but I'm talking about like there was like maybe 3 or 4 top 50 or top 100
what tournament?
At the Turku Open, the one that like I guess my question is, should they stop the tour here for two months or a month and then strictly force the pros to have to go to Europe? What do y'all think of that, on that take? And I just thought it was a very interesting take. Like, why don't they stop it? You know what I mean? So that it forces them to go to Europe.
What do you think, Jericho?
Yeah, I think there should be a legitimate European leg, right? And so that the pool is stronger. I think they should not have any major tournaments, or the Disc Golf Pro Tour shouldn't have any American-based tournaments while the European leg is happening.
Like when the Turku Open, when that was going on, there should not been any of those other, like Beaver should have not been going on. I think they were going at the same time, right?
Even just flip-flopping week to week, I don't think that should happen.
Yeah, because if you look at the schedule,
it's hard to go. Like Nicholas Ansa is doing it, but I can imagine, like, man, this kid is finishing the tournament and boom, flying back over here. And it's like, you got to give it up to him. Like,
that's a lot of money too for a lot of these pro disc golfers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
because you'll have the Turku Open, then you have the Des Moines Challenge, all within weeks of each other. Yeah. Like, who's gonna go back and forth? I guess that's what my question is. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it should stop? What's your take on that?
I mean, for me now, I definitely think there should be a European league. The only thing is, like, they're not NBA and football players; they're disc golf players. So it's like it's hard to get to Europe. I feel if they had the funds from their sponsors.
But I think if anybody could do it, I think Europe can get them over there.
Yep. I think definitely Europe can get them over there just because of the disc golf scene over there. Like, not just that, though. I feel like it would help out all around. Like, one, European disc golf's crazy, so you're not going to lose, like,
they do a lot of things really well.
And then you would think that they would want to do it because it would help their disc golf network channel, because people would have to watch on TV and, you know, kind of pick up their subscribers that way is to watch disc golf.
And grow your brand globally. Just
Right,
like the
right.
NBA, like early on when Mike was around and, you know, Kobe, they grew that sport in Europe and in China, everywhere. That's what my take is it. They should stop it. But even more than that, double down on every continent. There should be at least 2 or 3 tournaments in the season. If you're really PDGA, if you're really about growing the sport, it would be in your best interest to do that. I know cost efficiency and stuff like that. There's always investors. You know what I mean? And, you know, there's
aside from Europe, is there any other continent or
there's disc golf everywhere.
But
everywhere.
big enough following for...
But I'm thinking
tour?
more so for to bring it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the courses.
I think it just makes the most sense to.
You have to find that area, but
yeah, because I mean, yeah, you think of another continent, right, or you think of another country, and like it's like, I mean, do you go to China really? I mean, is there?
Yeah, there's beautiful courses over there.
I know, but I'm just
Japan.
saying, like,
I guess that's
do you
true.
make the other side of disc golf that side? You know. There
Is that what that means by
Australia
growing,
and
or
like
is that like not? Am I not understanding that right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's just kind of. I mean, I guess it exists everywhere when you think about it. It's like like basketball, right? It exists in Europe, it exists in South America, it exists China, everywhere, but we only pay attention to it here because, well, we think we have the best players, but
A lot of good players around the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I mean, obviously the ratings are a little, you know,
they are skewed. Like with that Japanese, what was his name, fella? Where he came and he was shooting like 940 rated golf here.
Yeah, he was way under.
Hero, whatever.
I forgot. Get close
Chemo Shearer. I don't know, but yeah, that's an interesting topic for sure. I think that it would make sense to make Europe, because that's where we are right now. Like, you know, other countries, I'm sure in the future, but right now it's I think it would make sense to.
I agree. There should be just a
Europe
specific
and make those pros play the European league. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, shifting topics to more of the news side of it, I think it was a day or two ago, Kevin Jones announces he's parting ways with Prodigy. Mm-hmm. What are y'all's thoughts on that? And then today, just today, while we're filming this, they announced where he's going. What are y'all's thoughts? So, Kevin Jones left Prodigy. Why do you think that is? Or do you think he was let go? Or, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, but he's going to Innova, right? He takes off his shirt. He shows them. He's like, look, and he's got his AVR or whatever putter he was throwing. He's like, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, he had like 2 years or so left on a year and a half, a year and some change, like a lot left on his contract. Do you think he had some sort of clause in there? Do you think it's a non-story? Do you think it's just what happens?
I mean, I think for me personally, I think
I don't
think
care,
about it. If
right?
something,
I mean, personally, I don't care.
Personally, it's whatever, right? But I mean, looking at it from his side of things, it's like obviously something happened, right? I mean, whether it was
he didn't
good,
look
whether it was
happy
bad,
out there.
Maybe he just wanted a change of scenery, right? Maybe he just thought he didn't have the support. Who knows? Maybe he didn't like the disc that they started making.
Performance clause.
Who knows, right? I mean, at the end of the day, though, it was enough to make him change. It's like was like in Treat Allen, right? When she changed from it was like, oh dang, she's leaving, you know, Prodigy and whatnot.
Going to DGA.
Or you know, Gannon. I did see a thing that was like, why are they not suing Kevin Jones?
Yeah, because I bet you, I think it was a mutual thing.
Yeah, like, hey, you're not meeting expectations, and also like, well, hey, you're kind of not meeting my.
Because it's not where disc golf. They were handing out these big contracts a few years ago. They built a whole line for him.
I mean, even Drew Gibson got a major contract.
But that's what I'm saying. They got. I mean, it's just they're losing money. You know what I mean? Like if he's not doing what he needs to be doing,
because it's like next person up now. You know what I mean? There's just so many good.
Oh
players.
yeah,
I think it was probably more of a mutual thing.
I think so.
Because I don't think there's a benefit from moving from Prodigy to Innova. Maybe as far as like a contract goes, I'd imagine if he already had a good contract he had with Prodigy, he's not moving for a bigger contract. And I know there's a lot of speculation if maybe somebody bought him out, and I don't see a world where someone would buy out Kevin Jones.
If the way he's playing, maybe if he was playing like Gannon right now or something.
Nobody bought out Gannon last year, and that was well worth
one of the best players in the world.
So I really think it was just something mutual. I don't think maybe the requirements of the Prodigy contract were heavier than what he wanted to get into. Maybe
that's what I think too,
because
he is a DJ, and I know he's very passionate about that. Good guy. I mean, but he just didn't look happy on the course.
Yep.
When I've seen him, he just did not look like He didn't look like
he didn't look. And I
kind of
noticed-
like what Brody is saying. Like he's just losing the power, like losing the fire to be competitive. And I'm not saying he's not trying to be, but it's just there's a certain demeanor you carry when you're.
But not just that. I saw that he was top 25 today, and it was like, maybe the energy's better. It's been a while since I've seen him even in the top 50 or top.
I wonder what he's
75, to be
throwing
honest.
and out of the inner bag. I know for sure a destroyer. He's putting with AVRs, I think. I wonder what other molds he's throwing.
He might do an in the bag. We should be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
But
would be
no, that
nice.
was, and again, who knows, right? I mean, it's probably for the better. They're not complaining. I mean, they still got like Ezra. They still got Isaac. They still got a ton of people. I mean, and it doesn't happen all the time. This person's gonna leave this person. There might be a time where Calvin leaves Innova, right? I mean, who knows, right? So we'll see.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
You don't think so?
Maybe.
I mean, I feel like
He seems like, nah, I don't like change.
I mean, did you ever think Ricky was gonna leave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a jumper.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Innova's gonna put money behind someone,
Even Barella though.
it'll be Calvin.
Barella left.
But they gave Barella some money. I'm sure they did.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
saw the potential in him. But, they're playing disc golf for a living at the end of the day.
It's disc golf, yep.
And,
But at the end of the day, now these players got to make a living off of it.
yeah.
Yeah, but no, good stuff. I mean, but yeah, a lot of tournaments coming up. Be on the lookout. Some European Champions Cup coming up here in about a month, so that should be interesting. Will Barilla go back and take it?
Oh,
Who
no.
knows?
We'll see. So before we close out, I want you to kind of tell them again where they can find you, your social media handles, before I get to Southpaws Tip of the Week. And shout outs to anybody that you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I'll maybe start with some shout outs. I really want to thank the guys over at Gateway, David McCormick, owner. He's a really good guy, a very genuine guy. Gateway just overall is a great company to do business with. I was already throwing a lot of Gateway discs, whether they were from proprietary molding or Gateway's actual lineup. Corey Falcon, you mentioned him on
Our
the
team
wholesale
captain.
side when we had our disc golf shop going. He was probably the most forward and open and engaged relationship I had with any of the manufacturers.
Good player, too.
Just shout out Gateway in general. Shout out Loop Bags. They were one of the first people that we really collaborated with when we first opened the shop. And he's somebody that I go to and we talk daily about ideas, tell each other what's a good idea, what's a bad idea, help us make some tweaks. So shout out to them.
We're gonna
Jennifer's not
join
here.
y'all. We're gonna join y'all.
Yep. Come on, collaborate with us and plenty of ideas. Shout out to my wife, Jennifer. She's been ultra supportive. She had zero interest in disc golf when we first opened the disc golf shop, but I told her it was a great idea, gave her a lot of business acumen. As much as you guys have let me talk today, she has to deal with this every day and hear the same things every day. So shout out to her.
Nice.
She's awesome too. And then really you guys can find us primarily on Instagram is a great way to reach out to us. H13_disc golf, _disc golf. We do have a Facebook page, which is also H13 disc golf, high disc golf. We just created a YouTube channel this week. There's 0 things on there, but we're going to really put all of our
Hey, you
sponsor
can put our
plays-
video. We can put your podcast on
Yep.
there.
You
Your
can go
episode.
on there. We can put that there if you guys want to. We're going to do some in the bags. I really want to start showcasing some private courses so we can do some, some high stakes skins matches out there.
Yeah.
Get people from all different brands and manufacturers to participate. So if you guys could go subscribe there too, there's going to be a lot of great content and more opportunities to learn more about us and our mission and what we're actually doing behind the scenes. And those are really the best places to reach out to us. Or we do have a number online. You guys can always call us or text us if you have a question about anything that we have out or have coming out.
Sweet.
Nice.
Shout out to y'all for
Thank
letting
you
me be
so
here.
much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Yep, appreciate
So,
it.
Chris, shout outs. Who you got?
Oh yeah, man. Just obviously Disc Kings.
This King's Disc Golf.
Yeah, it's pretty much just eat, live, die, breathe, blood, sweat, tears. Just
I know.
Disc
I'm
Kings
sweating
right
like
now.
Whitney Houston right now, man.
I know. I look at that. I was like, man, you're glistening.
It's hot in here.
And then also Disc Fam. Again, gotta show everyone love. I mean, if they're willing to be there for me and allow me to support their name, I love you guys. And of course, my family, my wife. I mean, kind of taking a break on the tournaments right now. Got soccer going like crazy, birthday parties, everything like
know.
that. But yeah, I mean, still looking forward to playing some tournaments later in the year. It's a little hot right now, and just kind of keep working on my game. So, but yeah, shout out to the fam.
So shout outs to Gateway Disc Sports for providing me some great plastic and introducing me to a new awesome gentleman here. I can't wait to throw high disc golf stuff. And shout out to Disc Kings Disc Golf. Shout out to my family, all extended, my kids, everybody, my wife. And thank you guys so much for listening. So, and thank you guys for coming on. Go ahead. Yeah, I know you want to say something.
I know before you got your pro tip of the week, right? Real quick. We're almost there. Subscribers almost at 100, y'all. We're about to give a giveaway. I mean, and honestly, 100's not a million like some of these other channels, but that's a huge success for us considering, you know, people are getting out there. They're watching the videos. We're seeing the views.
Yeah, the downloads. And find us on Spotify. Find us on Apple Podcasts.
Yep, but it's looking nice. It's exciting, right? It's like, you know, it's good to know that we're reaching a community out there, helping out whatever we need to do. I mean, you know, hopefully high disc golf here in a year. They're gonna be in a whole different spot, have them back on and just kind of see what their year has been like and everyone else that we've had on. So thanks for the support. We really appreciate it. And now back to Rob.
So now to finish off the segment with Southpaws Tip of the Week. So this week I kind of wanted to take it and remember with these tips, it isn't everything. There's a lot more out there, but this is just what I kind of came up with in my head.
Especially the amateurs watching that, like,
yeah.
You know,
so there's a lot more
stuff.
There's other ways of doing or skinning a cat. You know what I mean? There's more than one way. So today I wanted to talk about and cross over where I was getting to is mindset. In general, this can work with life and this can work with disc golf, but particularly keeping you calm and keeping you collected, especially during a tournament. Or even during a disc golf round with friends to be enjoyable because you've all had that one friend that just makes it not enjoyable when they're upset or whatever.
Or a tournament, that's like the worst.
So working on mindset involves a lot of self-reflection, awareness, and willingness to challenge your beliefs and your thought patterns if they're negative, right? Here are some of the tips to help you with mindset. So you want to be self-aware. What that means by starting to become aware of your thoughts and your beliefs, you also want to notice the negative and the limiting beliefs that you may have and be aware of. You may not be of it, but if you think about it and you go back, if you're in a situation it doesn't end well or it ended up getting you mad, kind of look back, okay, what was my piece in that and be reflective on like, okay, what was it that I did at that point? And you don't necessarily have to accept responsibility, but it would be like, okay, what was my role in that argument or whatever it was that got you so upset? Challenge your beliefs. Once you are aware of your beliefs and once you know what you stand for, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this an assumption or is this based on fact? I know I find myself when I grew up a certain way. I was like, that's the way you do it, man. It's the way you do it. But there is more one way to do it. And it's like, is that a belief system or is that fact? You know, so there's more than one way. And I think a lot of times we get caught up on trying to do it our way. And like, that's the way it should be, right? And it just helps develop that growth mindset. Practice gratitude. The happiest people, research shows the happiest people in this world, the one thing they have in common is they're grateful. And it's the gratitude that they practice on a daily basis. That'll make you a happier person. Especially when you're just out there playing disc golf. You know, we're just playing disc golf.
You gotta have fun.
But it's being grateful for what is you have. I'm breathing. I have air conditioning. I have windshield wipers. I have a home over my back or over my head, over my back, chingo. So positive affirmations. Make sure you have that positive self-talk to yourself, especially on the course, right? And then you want to have learn from your setbacks. We just talked about a little bit about what happened at Monahan Ranch. I learned I needed to be better hydrated. I needed to be maybe a little more conditioned. Maybe kind of sat out in the, not in the sun or in the heat. I probably should have been in the air.
Maybe
AC.
one less cigarette.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I don't throw that out there.
I gotta put my business out there.
Gotta get on stop.
Surround yourself with positive influences. These people that have their half empty cup, they're going to drain you, you know. Try to maybe rephrase something that they say that's negative, like, oh, I hate this person. And that's a very strong word, you know. There's a lot of better ways to say things. You know, I joke around a lot. We joke around a lot. But really, it's about the energy you bring, right? Yeah. And then you can feel that. So remember, working on mindset is an ongoing process. You're constantly growing. If you're not growing, you're staying in the same place and you're not moving.
Definition of insanity.
The first day you stop growing is the first day you die. So
Yeah.
you start dying is what I meant. But thank you guys. Any last words?
No, yeah, I mean the good tips right there. Honestly, like the first one that you hit it kind of like hit it right on the nail, which is like the easiest way to break it down is like just take self accountability. There's been just so many times I've heard people be like, "Golly, the wind," or "I heard this sound 2 miles away." Or,
I try not to, and I
saw
think that's one
someone
thing that I
moving,"
really
and-
do think about is like, okay, that was me.
And sometimes it's like you just got to take accountability. Like I feel like your game's not going to improve till you learn how to take accountability. Like, I picked the wrong disc. I picked the wrong line. I didn't hit the right part of the chains. This and that. And it's like the only thing you know, the only way you can improve, I feel, is by taking accountability so you can know how to fix it instead of just always thinking like, oh, I'm doing, like you said, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. It's like, you know, so
you gotta challenge your beliefs.
Great, man.
Is it a belief
great
system? You know,
great tip. Yep.
But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you so
Jericho,
much.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
Excited
Appreciate
to
it.
see where everything's going.
So make sure you check him out. At the bottom of our page or at the bottom of the descriptions, you will also see the link to his page, a link to his socials, and all the
And
tips.
what he has upcoming. You know, yeah.
And the tips, I always have them at the bottom as well, and they're kind of in more detail. So if you look at the bottom, there's a lot more tips on that.
Especially if you're just getting started. Like, again, I know you watch the videos, but you know, read from actual disc golfers and their struggles. I mean, again, Rob's a great, you know, ambassador of actually
Playing a
working
lot of
through a
tournaments.
lot of these things, you know, actually going through these things and then overcoming them. So yeah,
Got a
Very
lot of work to
helpful.
do, but
Yep.
thank you so much. Thank you, San Antonio.
Thank you
We'll
all.
see you.
have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.